Joule for BrainAvatar Protocol and Report Generator. The first thing that needs to be done is to load in the correct settings into the client file. Next, EEG data is imported. After this, it's time to edit the file with BrainAvatar analysis. Only good sections of data, or epochs, are selected. The green areas are the good data that have the least amount of artifact. Of course, there is some EMG artifact in the temporal lobe area. Most clinicians are able to learn how to edit data with just a few training sessions with an expert. Notice it's important to skip eye movements. Most of the data on this page is fine. And this page as well. The goal is to find the best representative sample of the client's EEG. That is what we will process and edit and create brain maps from. Now it's time to analyze the data. Of course, we'll be using QEEG Pro as the primary Z-score database and Joule database as the secondary database. The data is now being analyzed and an XML report is being created. BrainAvatar is closed, and now Joule for BrainAvatar will be opened. First, the client data will be loaded. So we go back to the client folder and we open up the analysis file that was just made. Eyes closed. This is an adult. And then we'll use the automatic method. So we're demonstrating the automatic protocol and report method of using Joule. The data is being loaded and processed. We will be choosing two symptoms, anger and anxiety beta type. Notice these are some suggested areas for surface Z-score training. And these are some suggested areas for S-Loretta Z-score training. Now going into Joule database, we notice that a report was created based on Joule clinical Z-scores. This report can be printed later. It is going to be placed into the client folder in just a moment. That's the client's peak frequency or posterior dominant rhythm. That's the flow of Z-scores based on standard deviation and then on frequency. Here we have some comments in the Joule report about the flow of frequency. The asymmetry of this particular client is fairly normal, and yet what we notice is the alpha to beta ratio is blue, suggesting an anxiety disorder. Those are the two symptoms. Here's potential training protocols. There are the brain maps. And notice there's anger and anxiety beta type are printed out, explanation of the symptoms, homework for the client, and neurofeedback recommendations are already included. Next, we're going to click Save All. Save All. And a suggested protocol is already picked. And now that suggested protocol is picked, we're going to create a protocol and report and put it in the client folder, which we just did. So the client folder now has a client report and a protocol already loaded. Joule can now be closed. And next we can open up BrainAvatar. Once we go into BrainAvatar, we go through the standard procedure, folder selections, create a new folder, and we put in the client's name, and then we indicate there'll be Z-score training with both Surface and S-Loretta. After clicking OK, we click Create with Defaults. We put in the correct age and gender, and then we click on Settings. Settings. Next, we click Read Write. Read Write. And then we click Load Protocol in Settings. We click the button. And of course, we have to go back to the client's folder. In the client's folder, we find the protocol. We open it. And now we have a complete Surface and S-Loretta protocol ready to go. Let's take a look at the protocol that was created by Joule and read by BrainAvatar. So going into settings, we notice there are the Surface Z-scores. That's what will be trained. And then when we go to regions of interest, now we see the corresponding regions of interest that have been chosen based on the two symptoms, anger and anxiety beta type. In simulation, we're going to click Go and OK, and we'll be training as usual. We have our Z-score settings, upper and lower threshold. We have a graphic of the volume head, a 3D image, and we'll select beta. We'll look at the flat maps, and then lastly, the regions of interest being trained.